Hi, I'm Drew Roselle, and it's the day before Thanksgiving. It's a pretty lovely November day, and I'm in one of my favorite spots up on top of the hill, on top of our property. And I wanted to talk today about the problem with gratitude. It's kind of a controversial headline, I suppose, and there really is no problem with gratitude. It's a pretty good feeling, but at the same time, if you're really looking to upgrade your life and what you attract in it, there's an important distinction to be made here. And distinctions are important. They're the little things that make all the difference. You know, a distinction, a slight change is something that can determine whether you have good outcomes or great outcomes. And I can look to the example of baseball, being a baseball fan. If you're not, bear with me. But the difference in being a 250 hitter, that's a batting average, being an average hitter, and being a 300 hitter, which is an excellent hitter, over the course of a season, 550 at bats, right? That averages out to 27 extra hits over the course of a season. And that goes, if you do the math, 26 weeks in a season, that's a hit a week. So one base hit a week in the sport of baseball is what determines average from great. And if you watch baseball, if you're a fan of it though, those 27 hits, that hit a week doesn't happen by accident. It happens by someone being a great hitter and focusing on their craft. And that one little tweak is what makes all the difference in the world. So again, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, the distinction I'm making here is about gratitude. And all the emails are flooding in. It's Thanksgiving here in the States. And it is kind of synonymous with being grateful. And grateful is, and gratitude, it's a pretty high level feeling, right? Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're projecting is going to determine what you experience. And by no means is gratitude a lower vibrational energy. It's obviously a very good one. It certainly beats being ungrateful or focusing on lack. But there's something that is better than that, that can lead you to that place where you're really attracting great things. And the distinction is one of appreciation, the feeling of appreciation versus gratitude. Okay, most people think that those words are synonymous and that they're interchangeable. But if you really want to be conscious about it, if you want to get your extra base hit in a week and be great, I want you to consider something. I want you to consider right now, as it's Thanksgiving, and maybe you've been doing this, consider what you're grateful for, right? And I'll do this right now. If I think of what I'm grateful for, well, I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my wife. That comes to the forefront. I'm grateful for my house and where I live. I'm grateful for the vehicle I drive. I really love it. It makes me feel great, okay? Now, if I really look at that, though, at a deeper level, all right, that all sounds good, but if I look at it at a deeper level, what feelings am I bringing in associated with gratitude? And if I think about being grateful for the relationship I have with my wife, you know what that does? It actually pulls in feelings from the past, because it makes me think of all the relationships I had before my wife that really weren't that great, that really weren't that healthy. Okay, so it actually pulls in something from the past that doesn't feel good, and that is active when I focus on that. Okay? And that's actually projecting a message that isn't as clean as you might think it is. When I think about being grateful for my house, it makes me think of the grad school apartment that I lived in that was $350 a month, and the ceiling was falling in, right? It was a dump, and the shower, it didn't really even have a shower, right? And it brings in the feelings of lack from the past. Same thing with my vehicle. I can think of the cars I drove that were unsafe and unattractive and all that. It brings in those feelings from the past which aren't very pure. And that is really a critical distinction that most people overlook. That's what gratitude is about. You gotta really look for that and distinguish that and feel that maybe that energy under gratitude isn't as positive as you think it is. Still not bad, but it can be better. And here's how it can be better. By focusing on what you appreciate. Now, if I think about what do I appreciate? Well, right now, boy, if I look out here, man, I appreciate this view. I appreciate where I am. And the difference with appreciation is that's just clean. That's just pure. It has nothing to do with the past. I'm not pulling in any old experiences that weren't great and that weren't good. It is just focused in the now. And I'm seeing things from the eyes of Source, from the eyes of God, right? That is just really pure and clean energy. It's like picking up a flower and contemplating a flower and looking at that and just appreciating the beauty in that. There's no story that goes with that. There's no interpretation. There's no past negative experiences. It is just pure positive energy. And I can do the same things with my wife. I can say, what do I appreciate about her? I appreciate how loving she is and how caring she is, right? And how she shows up in my life. And I can talk about what I appreciate about my house is I appreciate that I get to wake up and look at this magnificent view every day. Or my vehicle, that I feel great when I drive it. And there's a powerful distinction there between that really clean, pure energy of appreciation and gratitude, which is often focusing on a past experience of something that wasn't so great. So it's a fine distinction. It's one that takes some practice and it takes some awareness. But distinctions are important. Distinctions are going to what determines whether you attract good things or great things in your life. And hey, what the hell? Why not learn how to shoot for great? So, for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, I hope you have a fabulous holiday and allow yourself to focus on that which you appreciate.